It should be similar.
Or you guys have accomplished quite a bit this year, but to play in your first home playoff game, what do you think that's going to be like?
Yeah, man, shoes. I'm excited. I've been saying this since I got here that we need to get a home playoff game. Back in the city. The way that the fans have been showing up, Broncos country been bumping. I think what was it, last home game or maybe Packers, Jaguars. I don't know. I think it might have been Jaguars. Shoes, it was so loud. The refs up there trying to call a foul or something, and nobody could hear what he was saying because the fans were not doing their thing. So, I can only imagine what it's going to be like. First home game in, since 2015, correct? And, it's well overdue, and, I'm excited to see Broncos country show up and show out. That's it. All right, y'all.
How did you spend the time off, and then how much have you paid attention to Buffalo, I guess, once you found out you were...
Yeah, shoes. I sat around and I watched pretty much every game that came on, whether it was college or NFL. Got a chance to come up here, keep the body loose. That was kind of something I was echoing to the young guys, especially in our room. You didn't want to sit around too long. Yeah, you wanted to be able to relax and rest. We earned that part of it, but there's still a lot of work left. We didn't want to get too comfortable, come up here, get a lift in, come catch some jugs, move the body around a little bit. There's still work to be done, and so, was able to do that, but was also able to relax a little bit, watching the games and, getting the mind, body, and soul ready to go on this run.
Court, is there an appreciation that you have maybe that a lot of other guys in this locker room might not have yet, just simply because of the time that you spent here and some of the stuff you went through?
I can't gauge, the way other guys perceive the situation that we're in. I know that everyone understands how lucky we are to be in the space that we're in, and I think guys are attacking this week and even last week with an attitude of gratitude and also understanding the importance of what we've worked up to this point and understanding that we're not done and there's still more on the table. I will say, speaking only for myself, I'm very grateful, to be able to have this opportunity, especially with the guys in the locker room, to be able to continue to pursue this goal that I know everyone in that locker room and everyone in this organization would like to be able to attain again. To have 6 years of my career be over with at week 17, 18, whatever it is, to be able to have this opportunity, it's the biggest thing is not taking it for granted and maximizing our opportunity.
Court, after last year's Buffalo game, how much this year do you look back at that game to learn from, or do you not look at it at all?
Yeah, she's already watched it twice so far. I'm probably gonna go back in and get another chance to watch it again. A lot of their scheme is the same. A lot of the guys are the same. They've lost a couple pieces, but most of those guys are the same. So the way that I think the way that they're gonna attack us, there's gonna be similarities, and so there's things to learn from. Obviously, we didn't have our best performance against them last year, and so there's a lot to learn from that game. Things that you look at it and you're like, dang, man, there was certain plays that it's right there, and then there are certain plays where it's like, we didn't execute that at all the way we wanted to. And so to be able to go back in there and know that there's learning opportunities from that film is very, very beneficial. It's always good to be able to watch other team, like, the team you're playing against, watch them play against other teams and try to find similar offenses to what you run. But to be able to go back and watch our offense against their defense is very beneficial for us because, like I said, you get to see a lot of things that whether we did things well or didn't do well, you get to learn from it. And so, I'm sure over the course of the week I'll get more chances to continue to go, rewatch it and figure out, tendencies, tells, things that I like, things that I don't like, and also continue to just keep watching the film like I normally do, watching them against other guys. Their game against Jacksonville was a good game to watch as well.
Court, Sean was talking about how a lot of these games come down to that 2-minute drill. based on the way Bo's played this year, just what's the confidence like in him if you end up in one of those scenarios in the final minutes of this game?
Yeah, shoes. I don't think anybody on the offense flinches, man. If you look at our demeanor on the sideline, no matter what's going on during the game, I would like to say that the demeanor of our offense is very even keeled. We may be getting, I won't say it, but things may not be going the way we want them to go, and we hear about it as we come off the field, and so we don't allow the outside perception of what's going on to dictate our mood and what's going on. Yes, would we like to be able to score every time we go on the field? Yeah, we would love to be able to score every time we go on the field, but that just doesn't happen. But we do know that until that clock has all zeros on it, we have an opportunity to go win that game. And I think we've proven, throughout the course of the regular season that everyone should have that same confidence, belief, and faith in us that, until that game is zeroed out, we have a chance to go win that game. And, Bo and the guys, our O-line, the runners, the receivers, tight ends, everyone has played a part in our 2-minute offense, having the success that it's had. And I think it allows us to be able to go out and just play the game, pretty calm and stay even keeled on the sideline.
Courtland, Sean has said that in the loss to Buffalo in the playoffs last year, that he was sitting there thinking, we got to find a way to get these games at home. Was that a resolve from the players' perspective as well?
Yeah, I mean, shoes. Like going back to the first question, I think that it was really important for us to be able to get a home playoff game, and it's something that you got to earn. And we knew that going into the season that we had to go earn that opportunity to be able to do that, to host the playoff game at home. And we have that opportunity now. Now the chips have fallen how they've fallen, and now we get a chance to play against Buffalo again. And we're all looking forward to that opportunity. There's a really good team. That they have. They're well coached. Josh Allen, is a guy that's in my draft class. I got a lot of respect for the way he plays the game, and I know that we're going to prepare how we need to prepare so that we can go out there and be prepared to go, perform at a very high level and put our best out there for the game.
Is there a chip in your shoulder being a home underdog for your record being so well and being a number 1 seed? Is there maybe something out there that you have a chip on your shoulder right now?
All of that stuff is out of our control. All we can control is, the preparation, going in and watching the film and, preparing ourselves, for, a game. It's important. The game is important to us, and that's the only thing that really matters is going out and preparing so that we can go out there and have one more point than them at the end of the game. All this other stuff is out of our control, and, it is what it is at the end of the day.